There we go. How's it going, everybody? It's Man Tomorrow here. Let's get this thing started. But we need to go over some history here. So we're going to go through the history. Hold on a second. Because once you understand the history, you'll realize why these conversations can't go on and will never go on. Because there's kind of this popularity versus substance debate that's actually going on here. And this is not even against Edward. It's just pointing out the bitch ass nigga shit that he was doing that truth had to come at him. Right. So all of your analysis was correct in that video, but there's a lot that's missing from that. All right. So Edward seems to think, and most bitch ass niggas think the same thing. That's why they come to a place where there's substance and they want to drag the substance piece down to the entertainment piece. He was the one pushing that shit. Because when people talk about the manosphere is now for entertainment and talking about women, there was no vote. There was no back and forth on panels to see if that's something that we should be doing. That's really none of that shit that actually went on. They just decided to do that shit. And this is why I disagree with you. And I disagree with Young Grizzly with the whole idea that there's enough room for everybody in here. There's not enough room for everybody in here. Once you say that bullshit is the standard, once you turn this shit into bunny ball, people have to organize to shut down actual substance. That's what they have to do. In order for bullshit to win and bullshit to be the standard, you got to shut down substance and kind of ice out the substance in the space. That's what you have to do. Now, Edward didn't have to go on Black Men Brutally Honest show and tell everybody that he was actually doing that shit. I know these niggas was doing that shit. I got moles in their group too. I knew they was doing the shit. But I didn't care because all the people that they wanted to gather so that way they could hide behind the numbers, I didn't give a fuck about those people anyway. I didn't give a fuck about those people anyway. I'm not trying to get them back. Listen, at this point in time in 2023, if you're still sharing bitches content, something is wrong with you as a black male human being. If your actual idea is to team back up with this woman that you know ain't got no track record nor no training to really even give you this mythical black family that you claim that you want, that's on your dumb ass. There is no need to go save these people. When you have BGS who's talking about bringing back BGS for women, going around lying about the history, somehow he's an Itmore, somehow he's a MGTOW, somehow he's fucking monk mode, and somehow he's going to have a women's channel, all with that shit. All this shit just for popularity. So they want to center the actual manosphere around broken fucking men. That's what they want to center it around. Me, I center it around men who want to be productive, and that's the way I took my actual content in that direction. But see, bitch ass niggas actually think that they gonna run their hoe ass game on these actual dudes who don't know any better and just play the whole, well, I got the numbers and I got the audience and the numbers are with me. No, the bitch ass niggas are with you. Because I can guarantee you there ain't a motherfucker on your channel that can ever come on my channel and debate me on nothing. See, the problem is they wanted to protect this space for bitch nigga shit to go on so that way they couldn't be checked on it. That's the problem. So when you say there's room enough for everybody, there ain't room enough for everybody. A lot of these motherfuckers have already spoken. They've spoken through the outcomes of the black community. They've already spoken. So if you let these people back into a new space where people get to talk about the history and talking about not siding with, not teaming up with dumb motherfuckers like who actually ruined the shit before, they're going to have to do everything that they can to drag it down towards the lowest common denominator. That's where all the numbers are at. The history was this shit started with BGS with the actual kind to pretend like Manuscript 1.0 didn't exist. And he acted like he didn't know what was the contributions of Manosphere 1.0. Like, that's where the shit started at. Yeah, that really started there, right? And it also kind of sped up once Kevin Samuels had his popularity. You knew how I felt about Kevin Samuels. I was not shy about how I felt about Kevin Samuels. I thought he was the worst thing that happened to the space. The worst thing. The worst. Because the Black Manosphere was never set up to go chase down women to talk to. Because you can't talk to them in real life. That's not what the Manosphere, Black Manosphere was about. It was about learning about these actual issues in the actual society and dodging them. Getting to the productivity piece and getting to the less than 1% of women who know how to act within society. And then it didn't take much for these dudes to go run their ass over there to his channel the moment that men start talking to women, because that's what their end goal. Their end goal was to talk to women. But they joined the space that wasn't about that shit, to turn around to do the whole ass shit that they were doing. So now you got passport Jeep BGS going on. Like, so you got to understand that by letting all these niggas in here freely, this is a 60-year-old man we talking about here running this whole shit around, right? Okay, the issues about the brain trust, not sharing the content or whatever. I don't want this dumb nigga sharing my content. I don't want to even be associated with bitch ass niggas who don't pick a side, who's not working toward progress, whose content is all about women, who know damn well if he ever get called anywhere, he get humiliated the fuck out of. The same thing that happened with your boy Angry Man and Destiny. You got to be battle tested before you go out there and represent a group of people. But we keep having this problem with actual truth within this space. Not truth as I know it, because his arguments are kind of hard to refute if you're trying to make a actual family, that is. Because the problem that Truth had with BGS was that Truth wanted to have this working operational family unit by any means necessary. And BGS never really liked it, guys, and never really fucked with guys who wanted to build a family without this broken woman. Very specific type of woman, by the way. So you have to understand that if men got to decent women, they wouldn't need people like Edward or BGS or most of this space. I understand most of these dudes cannot uphold any type of standards at all, and they just want to be able to go and come as they please. They just want to be able to hang out and destroy things that they didn't build and try to change the actual meaning of what the space actually meant. So that way they can be on some numbers, money ball, money ball, money ball. I get a whole bunch of attention, therefore I'm right. Nah, man, there's an original intent to this shit. And this is why Edward can't openly debate this shit with nobody, nor can BGS. All they do is run to Art Newstall panel or Charles Faulkner panel or any other panel so that way they can go galvanize the people who want to be here for entertainment versus the people who want to be here for substance. They did that shit. We didn't do that. They the one who have ulterior motives, not us. That's why you won't find an Edward versus Truth as I Know It debate. You won't find a me versus BGS debate. You won't find it. You want to know why? They're not here for substance. They're not here to move things forward. They're here to keep things the same. And it's not feminism. It's not the white man. It ain't none of that shit. It's men who's doing this. A very small group of men who don't have enough talent or substance to do shit. That's why they fall into the actual entertainment piece and waiting on a bitch to come back to the table. Because sabotaging an entire group is what they own, man. We already tried it through the nigga ligamy model. We already tried that. We already tried the nigga-ligamy model, where the single mother can go have a bunch of kids with whoever the fuck she wants to, and these kids turn out how they turn out for her own survival. And the piece of shit dude who actually made the actual family is nowhere to be found. Then they expected people to come to this community to come rescue all these kids and try to push these broken women onto inexperienced men. That's what the fucking business model was. Actually, that's been the business model for a while. And here's the thing. There was a lot of men who wanted to sign up for that deal, or actually made it look like they wanted to sign up for that deal until you heard what they think. Until you heard what they. But that's where we at. And the problem is that you don't see older men like BGS anywhere in society. Like the hatred for BGS is because he's trying to reloop the conversation around his own bullshit popularity rather than men's actual forward progress. That's why he's actually gentrifying Art Newstall's panel, thanks to Art Newstall, because he's on some popularity shit too. They allow a whole bunch of dumbass niggas to go up there, pull up articles, shit all over the place, and nobody is left learning anything. Because the whole point is to stop you from producing in society if you're not going to hand it off to the wrong type of woman. And the other meaning is to never be politically actually engaged so that way nothing changes. Given how slow things actually happen in politics, some people actually think waiting for a moonshot and actually participating is the same process. It's not the same process. Because within BGS's lifetime, BGS have seen a time where gays had no political power to gays actually running shit, the LGBT movement, in its lifetime. BGS has also seen where Latinos never had any power. Right after Reagan naturalized a whole bunch of them, the moment they got here, yes, they started getting power as well. They got power through participation. They did not get power through aiming at moonshots, waiting for everybody to do it for them, and non-participation. So that's the problem here. That's the BGS piece that we're on. You don't see older men like BGS in society deliberately trying to sabotage every movement and drag every movement down to the actual bottom. You don't see that shit. You don't see it with no other group. They don't have old ass men like Black Uru Strikes and actually BGS anywhere. No group of men who just got their voice try to go out and try to fix broken women that they know they should stay away from with that voice. I've never seen it in society. I've never seen it in history. I've never seen it. So whether, Grinch, you want to notice that or not, but that's the overlay of our actual criticism of BGS, Charles Faulkner, and all these other people. Is because they want to line up the conversation around complaining about women, when complaining about women has never yielded any type of results. Look, I don't mind putting myself in their shoes. If I was them, I wouldn't negotiate with these dudes either. Because, see, I could be honest about that. I could be honest with, you ain't got a deal better than infinite dick with no responsibility. You ain't got a better deal than that. The only way you're going to get a better deal than that is if she chooses not to follow that business model. That's already set for her to engage in. And especially from unproductive men who keep up bullshit level conversations. There is no way you're going to get her to come back to the table. For what reason? But that's the problem here. You got people here within this space, LER movement is one of them, with his O'Shea Duke Jackson connection, seem to think that he can have all these shadow call-out sessions where he's organizing behind the scenes like everybody else. Manosphere show of the week, some fucking bullshit. Because LER movement then fucked his life up too over these hoes. You think LER movement wants you to see you moving on to a better bitch? Fuck no, he don't want you moving on to a better bitch. But that's the problem. How do you get to build all this popularity when your ass ain't successful at shit? When the only thing that you tried to do as your success model was getting a bitch pregnant and getting torn out the frame by a hoe and bring your complaints to the collective black men and want everybody else to fight for some shit that you would never organize for in your own stead. It's even worse in Edward's case because Edward ain't got contact with a bitch. And still complaining about it every day. So you got to stop pretending that you don't know this shit going on in this goddamn space, man. I'm not buying that shit, man. I'm not buying it. You know, I've never really had no problem with you, but I'm just telling you what the overlay is. How we gonna get to a better society if you got bitch niggas who want to be the voice of black men? You see, Kevin Samuels never claimed the black manosphere. Kevin Samuels could have never have actually. Let's put Kevin Samuels to the side. Let's say you've been here for as long as BGS been here. How the fuck are you getting people to the money by having them understand the gynocracy? The only thing these dudes had to understand was, yeah, your mother wasn't that great of a person. You need to be better than your actual circumstances that you came from. Flat out. That's your responsibility. There is no complaint about the actual circumstances that you came from that's going to change anything faster than action on your side. You have to have a fucking vendetta that you're willing to die for to make sure that you don't do this shit or try to do this shit with the wrong people. That's how you ended up in them circumstances. And yes, you got to make damn sure that you don't repeat these mistakes. It's that simple. I don't mind telling you. Your boy, at 40-some years old, chopped cotton in the Mississippi fucking Delta. A quarter mile for $40. You went out there at 5:30. They drove you to the field at 6. And by 10 o'clock, your ass was done before that fucking sun came up and burned your ass about them fields. Why on earth would I, with that upbringing, actually taught me a lot? Why would I be able to take that upbringing, stay in the Mississippi Delta, infinitely complain about it, and not move on to better circumstances? Pretend like I ain't got shit to lose, get the wrong type of woman pregnant, messing up my ability to be able to move freely and produce freely, and then turn around and blame the woman and white supremacy for the shit. Or blame feminism for the shit. Nah, man, I didn't want to outsource my future like that. And that should be the message of the manosphere. Not trying to talk to women on some SBE shit. That's all it is. You're trying to tell her about the dangers of infinite dick. What are you talking about? That's the deal she signed up for. And these women are not stupid. They know damn well there's not high quality men waiting their whole life for them to get rid of their bag of dicks before they actually pick up their dumb ass. No, they're just gonna pick up somebody who's more in line with what the previous experience they had. Not hard. I understand it. And guess what? I'm never gonna ask them about it because I know the answer to it. I'm not gonna put this woman in an actual position to lie to my fucking face. I'm not gonna do it. I understand the actual circumstances, and that's all that needs to happen. my level of understanding of what's happening here. And yes, in order to change these things that you want to change, you still gonna have to get these women on your side to change this shit. How hard is it to get better looking women to go out there to weaponize those better looking women against these family destroying 304s? How hard is that? How hard is that to pay good looking women to sit in these communities to take signatures for a ballot initiative for you to put on the ballot for everybody to vote for? How hard is that? That's not hard at all. But if you have no intention on learning how the system works, because you want to quote unquote have the conversation until somebody else does the work for you, then nothing's ever going to change. Listen, do you ever hear me talking about Jackson, Mississippi? I'm from Mississippi. They've been on this shit. Y'all just now finding out about it. Dude, they've been on this shit forever. I don't even bring it up. The reason why I don't bring it up because I don't fucking live there. I own property out there, but I don't live there. I refuse to live under circumstances like this. I'd rather get my money up, come back, and put my money in places where it can hit hard. What's going on, Jaquan? Make sure y'all hit the like button upon coming in. Say hello to my folks that came out. 97 people in here. Not sure about the likes. Could I get a like count? Could somebody put the like count at the bottom? What's going on, She? We here. What's going on, cousin, sister George, seeking my creator. Ronan Unsung, Little Rock, 25, 17, Donald B. Rage Machine, number 16, Ronan Unsung, Doug. The All Father of Moderators, Private Foster, 10-4, what's going on? Bronzeberg, what's happening? Brandon Baxter in the house. QB Passport, man, I ain't seen you in a while around here. What's going on, man? Derek McKinney, Adult Supervision, Alonzo Hall, the All-Star Advisors. Highly suggest you subscribe to this brother's channel. The way the manosphere is going, channels like his and expertise like his is not even needed for people who want to create families and generational wealth. For real. I'm glad the dude is like that here. Most of the reason why our family had the problems we had is because we didn't have life insurance. My dad thought he was going to live forever. My mom thought he was going to live forever. We just wasn't them people like that. All of a sudden, we lose our standard of living. When my dad died, that Social Security wasn't paying for shit. We ended up back in the hood. Houses surrounded by projects. No problem with it. Best friends forever in that situation. There's a lot of decent people down there. What's going on, Complex? Tabby Supreme, Self-Starter. Jaquan, think we all caught up. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. So that's the overlay of the conversation, the overlay of the situation. Then, like, truth as I know it, got wind that they were doing shit like that. And there was, no problem. If you have to sabotage and destroy a movement, you have to galvanize people of like mind. It's called Ebon Sosa. It's called Set Your Well. It's called Set Your Red TV. It's called Red Lord Black Signal. You have to gather people of like mind. The Black Brain Trust was exactly that. Professionals of like mind. Everybody had the particular field that they was in. Everybody could contribute to the conversation as long as you had enough substance to do so. So before we get to the Edward piece, BGS said that Manosphere 3.0 started when Kevin Samuels had died. When Manosphere 3.0 was a directive that came about as soon as actual Google Hangouts was ending. It was like what we was going to be on as a collective once Google Hangouts ended. Because we literally thought that there wasn't going to be another platform other than Zoom that was going to take its place. And then there was StreamYard. And I'm not gonna lie, BGS was the first one to bring that shit up because his whole idea was leveraging the collective ignorance of black men. You don't fucking believe me? You don't see BGS immorals running a goddamn thing in their damn community. Cedric Webb, thanks for the file. Super chat just showing support. Subscribe to the Black Brain Trust Brothers. Yes. Especially that talk about the IT top 10 jobs. Very important stream. I couldn't add to it because I'm not in IT. I could tell you about the IoT things that are going on with transportation, but other than that, I can't be able to add to the conversation. So I had to look from the clouds. I can't be a part of every conversation because at the end of the day, some things I just don't have the expertise in. No, Mike V doesn't get credit for all the stuff that he puts into the space. He doesn't get credit for it. Nagone doesn't get credit for it. Complex Design don't get credit for it. But that's all right. We don't need popularity. We need dudes to be successful. And most of that work about popularity is obfuscating the actual productivity piece to focus on BS. But that's the problem, brother Umar J. Is that when you've been raised around whores and bitch ass niggas, you think that by letting shit just stay the way that it currently is, that it's gonna fix itself. It's called J Shine Random. Okay. Did the heroin epidemic fix itself? Did the crack epidemic fix itself? Did the opioid epidemic fix itself by sitting there and being quiet about it? The answer is no. It took people coming out and actually doing some shit about it. So the problem is when you have a lot of bitch ass niggas who join the space to hang out because they can't provide no fucking substance. That's why they have to come in here with large numbers to sabotage the space that was meant to lock you out of this shit. The manosphere was meant to lock out bitch ass niggas and dudes who didn't want to do shit with their motherfucking life. You were supposed to be left in these communities to languish. And all it took was just a couple of people who wanted to focus on bullshit rather than progress. And now you dumb niggas are right back in here. People are proud to tell you that they're not here to progress. They're not here to proceed. They just want a piece of ass. And they're willing to listen to anybody in the world that's going to give them a shot at their end goal. I can tell you right now, all of this advanced information about these women didn't make you better than them. Them dudes lost to these fucking women. They lost. Now let's get to the Edward piece. So in order for Edward to get BGS's audience, he had to start lying about the Black Brain Trust out of his fucking mouth. He had to pretend like Dollar Will didn't exist. Dollar Will didn't have a channel. Dollar Will didn't have a Patreon. Now let that shit go for like a couple of streams, maybe 3 or 4. Because Dollar Will, even though I disagree with him with a lot, I will never take away that guy's financial credentials. And that's the things that he provided for the financial thing. But he kept doing it because that's what bitch ass niggas do. They keep lying about motherfuckers and they want you to be okay with it. No one in this space is okay with being lied to and lied about in front of everybody. And then niggas have to come back and actually tie up the message. Yes, he did. He lied right to his face. But see, he did that to get BGS's audience. So listen, if you're trying to get BGS's audience, you have to be a disgusting, despicable, dishonest piece of shit in order to do that. I don't think an apology was going to fix what he did to Dollar Will. But at the end of the day, that's what these Negro twerkers want to do. They want to come up here, they want to damage and destroy everything, and want everything to support a message of bullshit. Why? They don't want to be left alone and they don't want to be left behind. That's what it was. But they think that everybody been raised in single parent homes where you can't really lay down the law and actually come around like, nah, man, that's just kind of wrong, bro. Like, you know what you're doing is fucking dead to the fucking wrong, bro. But but see, he did it all in effort to gain BGS's audience because wasn't nobody really listening to Edward like that before he started being on some whole shit like that. What's going on, Yori? That's why I don't worry about the niggas who are over there with Edward. This is why I don't even trust most millennials. I don't. Because if you're attracted to the father figure of BGS Hitmore or the bitch ass nigga like Edward Anderson, I ain't got no use for you over here. You are never going to get to the productivity piece. And even if you do, you're going to give it away to the wrong motherfucker. I'm not trying to take care of people like that. Fuck that. Let them go. Leave them out there. Then you have the back and forth between Edward and Truth as I Know It. It's really hard to defeat Truth as I Know It's points. Come on, Doc Phoenix. Listen, if you've been raised by whores, I don't want nothing to do with you. Because you seem to think that productive men need to be played with. And you have this assumption of motherfucking freedom and assumption of fucking safety while you do this shit. Men don't like to be played around with like that. Men don't like to be fucking lied on. They don't like to be lied to. But you have to say this type of shit to a grown ass fucking man. And this is why I disagree with the um, putting all these reptiles among decent human beings and expecting good results from it. We already seen that. We already been through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We've already been through that. We know that shit don't work. You got to have a separation. Because people who are here for entertainment and bullshit don't want to hear anything about progress. They don't want to hear it. And they didn't want to build their own space. They just wanted to sabotage the progress so that way that space wouldn't work. So that way they can be on the shit that they own. I understand people don't like how I talk to people. But here's the thing. You don't want me speaking up? You don't want me saying shit? Then straighten up and fucking fly right. That's all you got to do. But see, a lot of these dudes want to act like the bitch they claim that they want access to. They want the ability to go around lying about shit, and ain't nobody supposed to correct the record, and we supposed to let them get away with it because they on some popularity shit. Yes, people sold drugs for popularity. You know what they did with the money? Bought rims, cars. Only thing they wanted to do was get with the women, fuck them up, and expect everybody else to actually fix the shit. And here's the problem. I don't have a problem with these women fucking these dudes up at this point. In fact, I'm mad at the women because they ain't fucking up enough of these dudes. If you are unwilling to be disciplined enough to leave problematic women alone, I want them to destroy you. Yes, I do. I want them to put your dumb ass straight up on child support. If you get them pregnant without the ability to produce. The only thing you have to do is leave them the fuck alone. But no, you didn't want to do that. You want to take advantage of them, that child in these broken circumstances. Give these niggas the mark of Cain. Fuck that. You want to go out there and make deals? That shit blow up in your face? That's on you. It's called truth as I know it. But because see, BGS is doing this standoff bullshit where he gets to go lie about everybody and then he never make himself available for fucking comment. I think that's some bitch ass shit. It was doing the same motherfucking thing. Lying about shit and then never making himself a comment. That's why you can't, that's why, Grinch, that you won't see the debate between Truth as I Know It and Edward Anderson. Truth as I Know It is going to be some how to get to the money, how to how to have families with actual women that are fucking worthwhile and fuck all the rest of them. Edward Anderson is going to be on some bringing women back to the table and infinitely complaining about them shit. Because once you bring them two parties into the same room, the discussion is over. Just like the gender war. Look at how many years we wasted with the fucking gender war. The gender war was a very personal fucking problem that was based on a lack of sexual access and a lack of fucking productivity. So you took how mad you was that your ass wasn't proceeding in life and you tried to blame the woman for it. For not giving you no ass. What kind of dumbass shit is that? It was a damn good deal that they didn't give you what you wanted. Why? So we can have 3 times as many bitch ass niggas running up around this motherfucker, being on some fucking entertainment shit? Fuck that. No, hell no. You don't need that shit. Why would you need that? That's ridiculous. But hey, BGS know how to call out people when they're weaker than him, when they're less well spoken than he is. And because there's no panel moderation, he gaslights and trolls the shit out of the person that he's actually talking to, whether it happens on his panel or where it happens on Arts or who is this? Arthur Itmore or Charles Faulkner or wherever they fucking do that shit. But when it comes down to put rubber to road, BGS will never debate progress because he's not here for progress. Progress takes a long time, a longer time than a 60-year-old have to have. That's why BGS has to sit here and make sure nothing fucking works. He's on the side of the gynocracy. But the thing that I don't like, truth as I know it, he does do that shit. Like he was trying to interrupt AM1, even though this is not about AM1 and him, but it kind of is. He was trying to interrupt AM1 the entire time, man. That he was talking about this shit is some bullshit. This shit is about some other shit. That's what I'm saying, man. Good people don't wait for shit. I know I'm a good ass fucking dude. I produce good. I got good ass motherfucking results. And I'm willing to give the fucking playbook to damn near anybody. I tell you what the fuck I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna take my so-called good ass up there and wait for unworthwhile people so that way I can take care of other people's responsibility. And wrong. I know how to stay away from that shit. And that's another thing that bitch ass niggas want to do. It's my house. I can disrespect you. I can disrespect you and you can't knock my fucking head off. All right, man. You take your ass somewhere outside of your fucking house with that fucking attitude, you'll get your ass smoked out here with that bullshit ass point of view. Say it again, Skillmonger. Say it again. That's what the original point of the manosphere was. Get to the money, get to the power, leave problematic people the fuck alone. Because that's all it was. You see what's going on. It's not hard. Why you got all these pretend ass SYSBM and passport bro dudes out here? Pretend motherfuckers. You leave them alone for 5 seconds, you see them showing up on panels talking about bitches, domestic ones, once more. You gotta be a damn fool to waste your life fighting the gender war nowadays. You gotta be a damn fool to SVE motherfuckers nowadays. But see, most of these people are so corrupt and so rotten down to the core that they're willing to do anything for attention, willing to do anything for money. And have the nerve to come around this bitch talking about brotherhood when you organizing against motherfuckers. Man, get the fuck out of my face with that. So that's the story. That's what happened. It's a hell of a lot worse than you can ever imagine. Edwin knows full well he's not going to be on the panel, on a place where he has to explain himself. BGS either. Charles Faulkner either. Black Uru Strikes either. Roger Report either. Because see, most of these people want to keep up this bullshit conversation because they know how many broken men are here who need to be ministered to on this whole shit. Yeah, but Obsidian already told you that he was here for money, that he was gonna run up the bag just like Oprah did. So if you over there on Obsidian's channel, you know exactly what the fuck you're signing up for. But here's another thing about Obsidian. He's not talking about trying to be no manosphere leader. He ain't talking about that shit. He said that out of his own fucking mouth. You gotta respect the dude who's fucking honest. He said he don't give a fuck about nothing here. That dude is gonna turn into another person tomorrow, and these dumb niggas are gonna show up. Why? He provide them a level of emotional comfort. When you do that type of shit among broken men, your ass will be a patron fucking saint. You see, they want to light fires and then disappear into the fucking night before the fire department shows up. That's what they want to do. That's what they've been doing. How hard is it for black men to learn about democracy? You got BGS dumbass who's been here 19,000 fucking years and he ended up voting for Kanye West in a liberal fucking state. Make that make sense to me. But you got a lot of these cowards, straight cowards, who allow these dudes to get on the panel and run the fucking score up on some hoe shit. Hey, I ain't worried about it. I want all these people to be the fuck over there. If you cannot take a fucking side, you ain't gonna be in the middle, not around me. No, sir, you're gonna have to take a fucking side. Progress or nothing. There's no such thing as we got some points that we can work together on. I ain't working together on the motherfucking thing. Fuck that. That's why you build yourself to a point to where niggas' opinions don't matter. That's why you build yourself up in the first place. But that's what we own. And all that shit was like the BGS piece, the dishonest shit that you refuse to look at, that you refuse to actually pay attention to, Grinch. That's the shit that's actually happening. That's what we're criticizing. There is no, we're just criticizing this old dumb nigga out of nowhere. That's not what's happening. We're criticizing the intent of what he's trying to reproduce. That's what we're criticizing. And please do a live stream acknowledging the fact that you know the history. The BGS bullshit that he's up to, the line about 3.0 started with Kevin Samuels when there was 5 or 6 streams talking about that shit from Complex Design. The lack of political awareness for somebody who's 60 fucking years old, who's seeing all types of group of people gain power. This dude ain't stupid. He knows how to be around broken men. This dude in liberal ass California with T.S.R. Johnson, who's in liberal ass California. Like, man, bro, listen, man. They know his side is they own. Hey, it's not about the views, man. It's about what you're gonna do with this information. What you gonna do with this information? You gonna go get paid? The moment you get paid, you gonna get a Keisha that I hope tears your motherfucking ass from limb. You see, they want the protection of a group, but they want the actions of an individual. That's what they want. They want this shit to work only just for them, and nothing else works for anyone else. Yeah, yeah, Grinch, why don't you answer that question? Why would BGS say that Manuscript 3.0 started after Kevin Samuels died? You know what? I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of questions, and I'm gonna have the questions in the actual comment section, so that way you can answer these questions yourself, or even try to go to Edward and try to ask Edward the question. Because Edward whole ass ain't jumping up on nobody's panel. He ain't got enough substance about him to fucking do anything. They want to be free, just like the bitch is free. What I'm saying is this: You want peace? Live in it or fucking rest in it. Either way, you ain't gonna be around here throwing us under the bus, trying to have all these type of fucking seance on fucking misinformation and think that we ain't looking at y'all while y'all doing it. But that's the thing. If you ever wanted things to change, the only thing you had to do was not focus on the fucking woman. This shit ain't that hard. This shit ain't that hard at all. And BGS is kind of right, but he's kind of wrong when he said he created the Black Brain Trust. Oh, what's going on, Uncle Stu, old man on the block? That's what I would like to see. I would like to see Uncle Stu, old man on the block, be on a panel with BGS Hitmore and actual motherfucking Black Uru Strikes. So that way you can debate a real fucking conservative like him. So that way you can see how conservative your ass ain't. What's going on, Isaac? Like I said, man, progress is fucking easy. It's easy as fuck. But the problem is, if you are emotionally or economically dependent on this broken society, you ain't gonna do anything that's gonna upset their apple cart. Nothing. But see, we don't want to notice and understand the history because we fuck with one person or the other. It ain't the women. It ain't the women. It ain't Kendra G. It ain't Kendra D. It ain't Sexy Red. It ain't fucking the breakdown. The motherfuckers ain't telling you not to get your shit together. They don't even have a live stream like that. Not having your shit together is a fucking choice that you woke up with. That's what you woke up with. You woke up with the ability to not want to gain your own power. Strong, Gene. I came here to create men of tomorrow who don't have these bullshit ass problems that they can easily get past. I'm not trying to feed you back to the same women. That would be fucking stupid and highly unacceptable on my part. But at the end of the day, these people didn't want results. They came here to hang out. That's what they did. And you have to be okay with that shit. It doesn't matter if you're around 100% of women that you can't fucking deal with. If you end up with one of them motherfuckers or complain about one of them motherfuckers, hey man, that's on you. That's what you decide to do with your life. You decide to play with shit that shouldn't be played with. Yeah, so of course BGS has to duck the fucking fade. Of course they have to create an ignorance vortex so that way no reason can get through. Of course they have to cover articles on the fucking art show and not read the fucking article nor the intent of it. Their job is to spread misinformation and disinformation. That's their fucking job. Turns out these niggas was the very bitch that they fucking complained about. That's right, folks. These dumb niggas was the very bitch that they were complaining about. The very bitch who was doing all this shit, that wasn't her. That was them doing that shit. They were doing that. Then they had the nerve to run up on random ass fucking women and try to hold them responsible for their fucking non-progression in life. That was some straight bullshit. That's what it was. Edward ain't stupid. BGS ain't stupid either. And the people who enable these motherfuckers are also not stupid. They know what the fuck they're trying to do. They're trying to do the same thing that they did in 1970. They're trying to run us out of the community, run us out the manosphere. That's what they own. They're trying to run us out the manosphere the same way they ran productive men and women out the black community. The only thing is they're not doing it with drugs and violence. They're doing it with abject fucking bullshit and weaponizing broken fucking kids and women. That's the problem. These people have always been the problem. They always wanted a voice of popularity. Dude, they ain't give a fuck about who they tried to hurt with this shit. The only thing they're trying to do is get dudes to fix mama. Give them hope that mama's gonna be fixed, and therefore the women that mama raised is gonna fucking respect them. That's what the Kevin Samuel shit was about. The Kevin Samuel shit was literally about getting you to claim that you're high value so that way a low quality woman can take your fucking head off. Remember, he ran a women's platform for women, not you, for women to get their fucking act together at 30 something fucking years old, 3 and 4 fucking kids, unmanageable fucking circumstances. And these dudes actually thought that they was going to be able to sexually use and abuse this fucking woman because of her goddamn circumstances. But you dumb niggas wanted to look past that, all that. You guys like, oh, this guy's successful. He's talking to women. Dude, that shit's not special to anybody. Just talking to women. I think that shit's stupid. Easy. They sleep on it by a whole bunch of attention, and they sleep on it by a whole bunch of money. Now, when I go to other communities, they say there is a very clear way you solve this problem. They would never let unproductive men speak for them, not even about politics. When I go to the Sikh temple, they talk about politics in there. They come to a consensus. They fucking vote on shit, and that's the end. There's no talk about politics once they leave the Sikh temple. They do not talk about politics with somebody who's not a part of their group. You don't catch the motherfuckers on panels talking about politics to the wide open general public. You don't have it. You don't see it with Arabs either. You don't see it with Indians either. All these people are in both sides of the party. Strong Fair Play 7. Uncle Stu, thank you for the $5 super chat. But here's the deal, man. A lot of these people want to be popular at the expense of destroying the entire group. Yeah, what's your fucking timeline? Because it wasn't about empowering men, bruh. It was about empowering women. It was about fixing women. Fixing women for these Bravo Alpha Novembers to get access to. They wanted to center the conversation around the relationship failure. They wanted to normalize relationship failure to men. They wanted to normalize that shit. Thinking that people who purposely put themselves in these situations, like they ain't got kinfolks in these same situations, like they don't know what they're doing. Especially if you told her that there's going to be a man who's going to settle for her ass at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But that's the thing. When you say Grinch and Young Grizzly, shout out to those people, that there's enough room in here for everybody. No, it ain't. No, the fuck it ain't. No, sir, it is not. That's almost like saying there's room for a vampire in every single blood bank. Are you fucking crazy? Are you fucking crazy? That's like saying there is room for a bank robber in every single fucking bank. Are you fucking crazy? There's room for a Casey Anthony in every child care system. What? 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 There's room on this homeowners association board for an arsonist. What? 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 Nah, man. Shit's crazy. This shit's crazy. This shit's fucking insane. All right, so thank you for the $5 super chat. Niggas prove their lack of understanding about power. If you truly want it, you have to fight for it. There's no other path before you or behind you. Damn right it isn't. Oh, don't worry about it. There's room for a shoplifter, a lifelong shoplifter, to be an actual loss prevention manager. Why not? Why not have a person who shoplifted from your organization as a loss prevention manager of your entire organization? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Like whenever I hear this Kevin Samuels shit, man, my fucking hands heat up like a motherfucker. If he actually just wanted to help those fucking women, he would have had them on. That's the deal. That's the deal. That's right. We need more arsonists as fire marshals. Why not? Why the fuck not? Why not? That's what we did to the manosphere. Hey, you know what? There's enough room for a couple people who are not on principle. Now they fucking run the show. Congratulations. How easy is it to stay away from people who cause problems? It's not that hard. Unless you want to actually unless your end goal is going to those people to get to your specific result, why not? Why not? So when people tell you about this, let in a little bit of compromise shit, I have nothing to say to people who serve time in prison for selling dope to their fucking community. And they get out of jail and they still on the same whole ass shit. What the fuck I look like talking to somebody like that about an operational society when they literally don't benefit from that shit? Why would I talk to them about that? Why? Make room for them people? Why? There's not enough room for them people here. They've already had their answers. It's called the outcomes of the black community. And then you want to let these motherfuckers in here and nobody police the fuck out of these dudes when they get here? You make it everybody else's responsibility? Like, how is that supposed to work? How's that supposed to work? But that's the history. The history isn't hard. There has to be somebody who disagrees. There's the link. Do you see BGS or Edward doing that? You see them dropping the link for motherfuckers to come up? You see them call out anybody? You see, they want to be on their bullshit in private. They want to be on their bullshit in private. My link stay dropped. My link stay motherfucking dropped. You want to come up here to discuss some motherfucking progress? The link stay dropped. Stay dropped. I can't wait to fix this shit. I can't wait to live in a better society. I can't wait to help motherfuckers get there. But if you think you're going to get that through the fucking gender war, man, you crazy. Boy, you're going to be fighting that battle for the next 250,000 fucking years. Turns out, the people who want everybody to lead his face are the motherfucker who shouldn't even be here in the first place. But they'll never debate it. They'll never debate it. They just want to quietly poison the waters. and lull your ass back to sleep and lure your ass right back to the goddamn community for the people who never respected you nor them. Because the more boys get to the money earlier, the more disciplined the boys get, you're not going to need BGS Itmore or Edward Anderson. You're not going to need them type of people. You're not going to need them type of people. And if those boys chose decent fucking women to be with, they not going to need my help either. They get connected to the productivity piece early enough with decent people that they can deal with no matter where they are in the world. They ain't got shit to worry about, dude. We could clean up this shit in a generation. But it's not the women that's really benefiting off the shit. It's the men who don't want to gather power who's benefiting off of this shit. You got two 60-year-old fucking men on the panel on Art Newstall's show who still don't know how the political system works. That shit is fucking nuts. Listen, man, when you're right, you can be undiplomatic and you can go anywhere to challenge anybody. When you're right, when you're wrong, you got to duck and fucking hide. What's going on, Complex?
Hey, man, I just came up here to disagree.
Okay, go ahead, sir. You sure you don't want to tell me about a bitch that chose you?
No.
So I have to bow my head to you? You sure you don't want to do
that? I was telling Eisen in the chat, Eisen Sama, I said, look, man, the new modality is we have to think with a globalist mindset.
Yeah.
And sorry for the sniffles, man. We got the almond fields close by. They're blooming. So there's hella pollen in the air right now. So me and my daughter are going through it right now.
Okay.
But the best 2.0 could do with regards to the globalist mindset is the Passport Bros movement, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's an answer-based movement to get you away from the gender war. So is SYSBM.
But no. It's but see, that Passport Bros thing is like gender war adjacent. Follow me with this, right?
It is.
It's still woman centric. Now, our globalist view, right, was globalism in terms of business and capital, right? So that was when Mike V was, traversing all around Africa and shit, right? We had other brothers that were in Europe, right?
Yeah.
My business partner was bouncing around between here and Kenya and Zambia and stuff, right? And we were espousing the virtues of establishing business networks so we can kind of patch in, sources from Africa, from Asia, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So that was our modus operandi in terms of maybe perhaps what we could consider a passport, bro. It's a more see, everything is like evolved in 3.0. Like, this is what I'm really trying to kind of communicate, right? We saw the deficiencies in 2.0. If I need to elaborate on it for just a minute, because I am going to have to shake out and head over out to the shop. But
go ahead.
No, it was essentially assessing where all of the inefficiencies and deficiencies were. Okay. And one of the things that can take you out of some sort of gynocratic or gender war based situation is to move differently.
Yes.
Right? That is to move differently, man, because you can look, if there's anything that's inhibiting you, like in terms of like your physical environment that you can't change, the one thing you can change is your mind about something. Okay, you can do that. You can change your mind.
Yeah.
So this is where I made the mention of like modalities and stuff and doing things differently, man.
No, there was no chance
like
of course
people
correction.
have an aversion to doing something different. Creatures of habit,
Yeah, but they but there was no course correction involved. It was kind of like loading everybody onto a bus and just sending that shit down the hill with no brakes. It crashes when it crashes. You know, you have to eat your actual population. It's kind of like an actual casino that kills everybody that goes in there. At some point, you're gonna run out of patrons because the word's gonna get around that people are going in inside that door and they're not coming out of it at some point. But they don't mind destroying the environment itself. They don't mind keeping women in charge. They don't mind outsourcing all that productivity to women and hoping women give up power so that way they could just kick their feet up on their fucking desk on some Captain Morgan shit, man. Like, dude, like, listen, man, like, women don't need the genetic material for the community now. They need you to produce now. And if you can't produce, you're fucked. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Sheila here? What's going on, man?
What's going on? Yeah. I mean, the crazy part is this. I always tell people I came in this space through Erica Williams. She would always talk about different things that's going on over here. So I checked it out, and starting off, it was, guys talking about stuff that can benefit each other and help each other out. And lo and behold, after so long of being here, it started getting uprooted, focusing on the women. And like I always tell guys, I don't have a dog in the fight. I've been married for years, but I get it. I understand guys go through stuff. But my whole thing at the end of the day, like I always told guys, when I wanted to get married, I couldn't date the same women with the expectation of finding a wife. If I was out here just, slinging dick all the time, I'm not gonna find no wife with those type of women.
Hell
That's
no.
why I always go back to choices. I tell guys, I say, look, the choices. If dudes always say that wife can't cook and all this and stuff, I say, at what point you knew she didn't know how to cook? Because when you first met her, she didn't know how to cook. I was talking about this the other day. I said, if you always calling chick and she's always talking about she's out to eat, you go to her house, she don't never have no season. That's first of all for anybody know how to cook. If you ain't got no season in your house, you cooking bland food. First of all, that means you really know how to cook to a certain extent. And not even more or less have food in your house, certain necessities on knowing how to cook. So that's why I'd be like, man, it all boils down to choices. Even
Yeah,
with having a family. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, man, but you got the type of bitches who will burn Kool-Aid, and these niggas will still be with them.
Yeah, because she got a fat ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, she burning Kool-Aid and motherfucking like overboiling top ramen, and she set the timer to like 15 minutes for fucking microwavable popcorn, and you just not knowing she's a bad mother. Oh, okay. What kind of shit is that? All
Hey,
second sneak
go ahead.
2008. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I thought 3.0 was started with the Stream Team, Mr. Fantastic Cuda, and Kevin's was sharing them
See
by
that
saying
was see
shit.
that's that bullshit that O'Shea
Ah,
did,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's that bullshit that O'Shea did. Because you guys got to understand, all of them got together to do this shit. There's a video. There's like somebody clipped it from an Obsidian live stream, okay, and it had
yeah,
Obsidian, O'Shea. Matter of fact, if Truth as I Know It is listening, I posted it in a comment maybe a couple of days ago,
yeah.
right? I posted it
We
a
have to
couple of days
revisit
ago.
that clip like
Yeah,
once a
yeah. People
quarter.
really need to hear it because it's O'Shea, Obsidian, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace to him, and Solo TV 84 shitting on
Yeah.
3.0,
The
right?
thing
Like,
was
see, so
they kind of see the changing of the guard and they did everything they could to sabotage channels.
yeah,
I'm cool with it.
yeah.
Like,
See, you got to understand, dude.
I'm cool with it.
This is like across the fucking board in the manosphere. That's why it's like I'm real short with dude. I've been around too long and I don't peep game and I got all the fucking receipts, dude. Like all these clips and everything. Like I'm holding this shit. I'm waiting for motherfuckers to question shit so I can unload the clip.
I mean,
I'm
but you can
waiting,
literally
dude.
get
I'm
away with
waiting for
anything.
somebody to come up here and tell us that what we're saying is bullshit. I'm waiting.
Oh, but they get rid of the actual ability to actually debate first. And they're just going around lying because most of these motherfuckers in the chat and most of these motherfuckers watching, Sit there and watch them do this shit. They don't say a
But
motherfucking word.
but you know what's funny, MOT? See, when I look when I like post some community tab shit, and let's just say I tag motherfuckers, and I'll be like, oh really? Well, explain this. Why do they never respond? See, when
Because the
Edward did
whole
that
point,
shit with Dollar
because the
Will
whole
and
point
that
is to be
business
right without
shit,
arguing. Yeah.
well, and see, this is the thing, right? I fundamentally don't respect that shit. See, so then when motherfuckers like us pull up, see, there's a thought that, well, you guys are tech guys, you know, you guys should not be bullshit. You don't know where the fuck we come from, and we've never run from smoke. Never. We've never run from smoke, dude. We'll happily bring that shit to somebody. Don't get it fucked up. And I get tired of dudes doing that because they know better. We've been around too goddamn long. A lot of the founders of the Brain Trust are 1.0 dudes. They was here before a lot of the 2.0 dudes. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. But to them, they think the shit's funny and hee ha ha to just lie about history. And you put people up on the
MOT,
history
I don't mean to
and they
cut you off,
don't
but
even
let me
say
get
shit
this
about it.
out. Let me get this out because I got to bounce here in a minute. So
All right,
check
cool.
this out. I think BGS's magnum opus in the manosphere was that octane shit, right? Remember that was a thing, and
No,
it was a thing.
no, it's still a thing. It's still a thing.
Well, no, I'm saying it was I mean, it's you don't really hear people talk about it too much anymore since the fucking show what's it called, Insecure? I was about to call it Immature. Insecure, uh, ironically enough, right?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. Breezy B Trucking, thanks for the $5 cash app. Thanks for that. Yeah, but go ahead.
Salute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once that show got canceled or whatever, it ended. Yeah, that shit kind of died down. But you know what? What I notice is nobody tried to hijack it and claim it as their own, right? Everybody can openly acknowledge that that's BGS's thing. I'm acknowledging it right now, right? Just to kind of show you, type of person I am. See, I acknowledge what it was that he put out here as a social meme that everybody accepted and acknowledges that he's the originator of it, correct?
Yeah, I would never go around
Well,
claiming the fucking octane system. Should I be stupid as
yeah,
fuck?
I'm not
I
going to
mean,
do
dude,
that either.
like I have integrity and shit. Like I can't go around claiming somebody else's shit.
Yes. And gee, you would wonder why it is that all of a sudden, though, when the shoe's on the other fucking foot, this motherfucker can go around just trying to claim everybody's shit idiot willy-nilly. I'm like, whoa. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Can you
Let
afford
me
us
give you
the
an
same
example.
respect that we've granted you? Not like we wanted to take his octane scale and because we talk about EVs, fucking flip it into kilowatt scale or some shit. We weren't gonna do that. So it's a blatant fucking disrespect, and it's just like, well, and then he gets mad when we address the shit. I'm like, dude, what kind of like female emotion centric dude are you?
No,
Like,
but it's
Jesus
the power
fucking
to lie about
Christ.
shit and not get your head knocked off. Like niggas love fucking with that. It's
Yeah.
especially bitch ass niggas. Bitch ass niggas love doing that shit. And they think like, oh well, why don't you just stop listening? I'm like, bro, listen, man. You could just be you and not really be fucking with nobody's intellectual property and all that kind of shit, right? And it's like you have to remind 60-year-old fucking men about this shit. 60-year-old motherfuckers about this shit.
It's incredible, man. Hey, but look, I got to take off, man. I'll be listening
All
in the
right,
clouds.
all right, cool,
Bro.
man. What's going on, Uncle Stu? Old man on Black. What's going on, man? You're on mute.
My bad. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you all the way.
Yeah, first of all, I got to find out why your live streams ain't coming up. I got to make sure I got that script. It's like, dang, he's on and I didn't even know.
No, I mean, they got bots flagging my channel. That's what it is. They can't really stop it. But
okay. But it was real funny. I was, on a live stream just yesterday, and normally I'm just, sitting in the back, but I seen all these dudes, man, and it hurt me because the content creator was a female, and she made a very valid point. And the point that she made, she was talking about the only way to fix, the community was that men had to stand up in the sense of, and then she gave an example. She said, if men was not financially supporting, OnlyFans pages, there would be no OnlyFans page. All these guys was trying to argue with her, and I had to get up there at the last moment to say, dude, one, I'm not trying to fix the whole community. I'm trying to make sure that my community, me, my family, squared away, and then brothers like me that got like mine, we're gonna build this community, and then we're gonna price you out of the community. Either we're gonna price you out financially, morally, spiritually. You gotta go, and I'm not gonna sit up there having long talks with women that I don't want. That's my confusion. Why am I debating a feminist if I don't believe in feminism?
Man, or shit, fucking teaming up with one of them and trying to have a family with one, man. You out of your damn
right.
Ain't nobody doing
you understand? Like to a point that comes, if I've really built something, this has been my logic. If I really built something, if I really, went to work, struggled, saved, invested, bought a house, maybe got a side hustle business. Why would I want a woman that doesn't even understand any of that to be a part of my community or to be a part of my household or even worse, be my wife? I'm confused.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
But it's men who built the covenant that allow women to get away with the shit. It wasn't the women who built it.
Right.
Like BGS has done this shit a bunch of times. Like one time when Game Changer said, well, no, he just refused to sleep with certain type of women, and BGS got all on this fucking case because he had fucking standards. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Game Changer said, but Game Changers always say there's only a certain type of women that he will sleep with, and others that he won't. I mean,
but at that point in time, he was like on some, being down on him for his actual choices and choice to actually deal with somebody or not. I'm like, listen, women exercise the fuck out of their choice and don't nobody say shit.
Right.
They should. They should.
Jason says that now. He'll sit there and tell you there's certain women that he don't want, he ain't gonna touch. Now he'll do a live stream about them, but he ain't touching them.
Yeah. But it would be hypocritical for him to say all this shit. Then all of a sudden he got one pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that would be hypocritical. But you just asserting your standards, that's a problem. I don't get it. But at the end of the day, it's like most of these people complaining about bitches don't need one. They don't need one. I mean, things are already bad enough for them. If you have to leverage and outsource things to complain about women about, that's some bullshit. It's going on Biscuit 2005. It's going on Rod Spice. It's going on Ivan Summer. It's going on Blaze. I think I got everybody. Real Pain Dies going on. E Stinger. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? But that's what we on. DC. Greetings from the outer rim. Peace to the chat, bro. MOT and the brothers on the panel. Yes. Think about it. If you're interested in shit not working, what would be the point of not understanding democracy this late in the game, man?
Right.
This late in the game. You still don't know how shit works with this late in the game. Listen, I don't have a problem with the Republican Party just as long as your ass is organizing for shit while your ass is over there. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, if your presence over there is to just troll the left and just not ask for shit while you're over there, now you're throwing your vote away, and now you want to troll everybody else on top of that shit, man. I think that's some whole ass shit.
Wow.
I do. I think that shit's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand, I do and I don't, but I'm gonna tackle that on my end, because I believe that men need, those who really want to learn, whether I got to deal with 20 somethings, 30 somethings that want to learn, and it's called raise the standard. If you go by the Bible principle, what did the Bible say? God had to set a standard, and he raised the standard to the point where Even those that was living below the standard realized they was living below it. Why? Because the light was shined on them. You know what I'm saying? And I always will firmly believe black men, it's time to raise the standard. And if raising that standard meaning get your money up, get your mind up, get your thoughts up, you know what I'm saying? Don't think in an animalistic way and then produce. You'll see a whole different thing. Being in a different class is not about money. It's about your social surroundings.
Yes. It is, and it always have been.
Right.
That's what these people don't understand. Like, they didn't want to create another class because that involved work. Like, these people want all these outcomes. They just want the women to do all the shit for them. You know, some pimp hoe shit. Like, they're going to sit back and they're going to leverage everybody else's productivity and involvement inside the entire society. And they're just going to sit here and bitch until shit get out of my face with that, man. Shit's crazy.
But the average woman, man, who's done anything, I can show women after women who are humble, submissive, you know, all that stuff. I've never heard, until I came online, there was 3 things I ain't never heard. And that's just 100. I ain't never heard of this 6-figure stuff. Never in my life have heard of that. I have never in my life heard, oh, I want a woman to cook, clean, wash, and sew. I'm sitting up here saying, well, dang, I learned how to cook from my dad, and my parents was married. I learned how to cook from my uncles. Like, a man cooking was the it. That was the way you got a woman if you knew how to cook. But if you living on your own, who cooking for you? Who cleaning?
Nah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's just that, well, I'm from the South. So, like, starting at like 7 or 8 years old, if it was some shit that was not a full course meal, you had to go get that shit yourself. Like, look, you had to go out to the river, go catch yourself a catfish. They're gonna teach you how to fucking clean it, and that's it. Like, you walking around waiting on somebody to actually get you something to eat. Like, okay, that worked for the school days. If it's a weekend, like, look, the river's right out back. Take your ass out there. You can get these night crawls. You can go get yourself your own food.
Look, I may have grown up in New York, but every summer I was in South Carolina, so I know exactly what you're referring to. You know,
yeah,
I know how to get out there and snap a chicken neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, snap the neck, drain the blood, pluck the feathers, skin the motherfucker, and put it in the oven. I know how to do all that. All that.
But see, that's like one of the biggest things that I learned. Like, I was telling them when I was on the panel one day that my great grandma taught me how to cook, because she was like, you know, when it come down to it, you got to eat. So all the boys knew how to cook, you know, and that's why I was like, it's crazy when I hear guys talking about, yeah, I let my old lady cook and I do all the other stuff. And I'm like, dude, so how do you survive on your own when you don't have a woman? Like, I never understand that with guys. It's like the situation earlier you were talking about, you know, that's why I was telling people the reason I married my wife, and they, oh man, she had kids. And I'm like, hey, that's tomato. If you don't want a woman without kids, that's your deal. I wanted a woman with kids because my thing of it was I seen how she took care of her kids, and it's like rolling the dice. You know, you go out there, you might get a baby mama, she might be good, she might not. And like I said, it don't work in instance for everybody, but in my situation, it worked. And my wife was technically a good woman. Yeah, she just had babies by, you know, ain't she a dude. Her family told her, you need to make it right with him. So she ended up having another one. Was like, I'm done with this guy. She's like, I tried to make it work. You know, it came against the family because she's Jamaican. So her granddad basically came to her and say, you had a kid with this guy. You had enough deal to have a kid with him. So you should have enough deal to make it work. Went out there, tried to make it work. It didn't work. So, hey. Then when I came along, you know, that it all it was. But the point of it is, like I try to tell guys, you know, your situation ain't everybody else's situation. You know, dudes say, well, I can't do the baby mama thing. I didn't say it was for you. I didn't say go out of here. I tell guys in situations like my stepson, I tell him, you know, and this is using the reference because I always call him my son when it come down to it. And I tell him, make a decision for yourself. He sees the environment, how a stepfather is going to be treated. He has friends that have kids and, you know, moving around and stuff. He don't have no kids. So he already know if he goes and deal with a woman with kids, she's not going to be like her mother, you know, going through the situation. Because like I told my wife when I first met her, I said, if I can't discipline your kids, I can't be around you because my thing is this. And dude was like, oh, man, you whooping another kid. No, I'm not going to have no child have no kind of power over me to say, you can't touch me till my mama get home. No, as a man of the house, I pay the bills. This situation should need to be handled right now. I was raised like that. My granddad, everybody. If I go to somebody's house and I do something wrong, they didn't wait till my grandma or somebody came and beat my butt. They handled that situation then and then went from there. You see, a lot of
Yeah,
people don't
man.
move like that because why? For one, if you're a man, I came straight to the dad, so I wouldn't have this back and forth with baby mama and kids confusion. I went straight to the dad, talked to him. We had our discussions, whether he liked it or not. He already knew I was going to be in the house, and there were things that I was going to be, you know, implementing into my plan and my family. If he didn't like it, come get your kids. Because other than that, being with my wife, this is how it's going to be. And see, a lot of guys, they don't even want to talk to the guy out of fear of the
Oh no.
woman and all this. No, why would you even put yourself in that situation where you have to pick sides? Oh, because she said this. Now you take 100% of what she said. Now you go out here puffing your chest up at this guy, and y'all about to get into an argument because she salted at him because he didn't pay child support, or she salted at him because of this. My whole thing is like this: if he pays child support, cool. If he don't pay child support, guess what? Life still goes on in this house. And a lot of people, they don't look at it like I told my wife. I said, if this guy pay child support, he pays it. If he don't, oh well. And I already knew what type of guy he was by me and him talking. Hey, he's a bum. But at the same time, I'm not gonna neglect her kids. Like I tell everybody, I say, if you don't want to deal with the kids, don't deal with the woman. It's a package deal. If you don't want the
Yeah.
package, leave it on the stoop. Leave it alone. Because a
Yeah,
lot of
but
guys, they don't understand that. Go ahead.
yeah, but here's the thing. You don't have access to the package, but you complain about the package that exists. Hey, I don't know where that come from. Like, like, look, I don't like peanut butter by itself, and I don't like chocolate by itself, but I do eat Reese's Pieces. Now, do I how many live streams have I made about chocolate by itself? None. Want to know why? That's my fault if I end up with chocolate all by itself, especially milk chocolate. I can't stand it. Now, that stuff is like 80% or more. Yeah, y'all can kind of tolerate it. But if I keep making streams about milk chocolate and I end up keep eating milk chocolate, man, at some point, people gonna have to come up to me and be like, "Hey, man, so I thought that you didn't like milk chocolate, man. So how you keep making these streams on something you have to deliberately have to go and buy and engage in? Like, come on, man."
Yeah, 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 yeah. That doesn't make sense. That
And we
doesn't
keep
make
doing
sense.
this to the point to where the older men who are actually talking and quote unquote want to run the space are the ones that are on some bullshit, and you can't even have room for like decent men to come around here and talk about shit. Why? These dudes are fucking up the franchise. They're fucking up
Yeah,
the franchise of older black men. For what reason? To get the youth to focus on the shit that they didn't get past? Dude, that don't make no sense, man.
yeah. That's why I said to you earlier, and I think I said it in the chat. It was a couple of days ago where I said, Is this why my platform ain't really growing?" I mean, I know I still got other work to do, the old thumbnails, and I definitely going to be going back to doing live streams. But it made a lot of sense when you said, not a lot of people ain't looking for solutions. I don't feel that, this whole thing takes a whole lot of work. It really don't. I think for a lot of situations, give it a good 2 years and it's done. And I'm talking about on an individual basis. It's done. I mean, it doesn't take that long to know where you are, like a what is it? A GPS. If you know where you are, and then you can build right from there, acknowledge what you've done in the past, and then move it forward.
Yeah, it's dude. Like most of the shit ain't even that hard, but they're trying to get to these dudes before they realize the answer to shit, and they actually fuck shit up for them, man. And I don't like that.
Right.
You gotta let these Super Smash Brothers go, man. Let them go do what they do, man. Yeah, man. But we need like, but these people are going around trying to gentrify every space that they go to
Right.
with bullshit to the point to where they want everybody to think that we're full of shit, and that's just not the case, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand. See, I think I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. Alzina Sama,
Yeah,
time
yeah,
stamp is 106. I
yeah.
get it. I get it. I'm trying to find that higher vibration of people. You know,
That's not gonna happen in this space. not around the relationship talk, bro. You're not gonna be able to do that. I mean, because people are trying to solve that issue with insert Keisha consequences, man. Like, bro, you just have to let the women do their work, man. Just step back. You know, women at work sign up and just, you know, just throw a little cover over it, like it's a construction zone, and just let that shit go down, man.
Dang. Another word, put that little beep out there that everybody knows about to blow up on the building.
That's right, man. Keisha at work.
Oh man.
What it is, man.
That's sad. All right, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna let y'all two finish it up.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, I gotta get up out here myself. I got some more stuff to do. You got anything else before we leave out here? See, we're here. That's it. You got anything else before we roll out, man? Okay, all right. Well, I'll go on the stew. Got anything else before we roll up out here, man?
Nah, man. I just got more work to do. All
right, cool, man.
All right, now.
Thanks. All right, Grant. Bruh. Now you know the history. Not BGS's contribution, daughters of the trade, and other shit that we didn't need to talk about. When you came here, you knew not to fuck with the wrong type of woman. But centering the conversation around that type of stupid shit was something that didn't need to be had. All right. And all this lying and gaslighting and all this stupid shit, like, hey man, look, y'all got to answer for that shit. If y'all fuck with dude, y'all got to ask why dude is going around doing that shit. That's the thing. Not us, because I don't know no group of men who like being lied on, or like being lied to, or like being lied about. BGS know how to drop that motherfucking link and call motherfuckers out. He can call me up there so that way I can ask him what's his fucking future plans about black men and all that shit. He's just too much of a fucking coward to do it. Edward too. And the rest of the niggas who roll with him. Too much of a fucking coward. Too much of a fucking coward. You just want to talk shit in a fucking echo chamber in a fucking bubble and don't do shit. So with that said, I gotta get up out of here. But think about those questions, Grinch. Why did Edward have to go around lying on Dollar Wheel? Why is BGS saying that 1.0 didn't exist? Why is he saying that 3.0 intellectual property that ain't his started when Kevin Samuels died, even though the shit was up 3 or 4 years before the dude blew up? That type of shit. Like, we argue from a standpoint of substance. And that's why you want to see that actual battle between Truth As I Know It and BGS. It ain't going to never happen. You want to see that battle between Truth As I Know It and Edward? It'll never happen. They're not dudes of substance. Any moderated fucking panel where they have to actually do shit, they're not going to be able to answer any questions. They're not going to be able to mute people and kick them off or be outnumbered like a bitch-ass nigga. They're not going to be able to do shit. They can only do things when it's all the way the moderation is going towards them. They don't know how to act any other way, man. So with that said, she you here, man? I'm about to roll out. You got a last word before we get up out of here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
right, go ahead,
but like I was gonna say, man, real quick, with me, that's what I was saying about my content. You know, I used to do little gender talks and stuff like that, but my thing is, like I tell people with life insurance, talking about buying houses, being more productive, being more positive, because all this other stuff, man, is gonna be here to the end of time. If you really want to be more productive in life, handle your business first. You know, try to create a system to where you can make yourself better. You know, if you can, work for yourself, get your own business. If not, find your successful job. Try to get a career more or less than just getting by. You know, even with my friends, I got one close friend I talk to. Me and him are always doing business, working together. All my other friends, to a degree, if they're not trying to chase money or they're not trying to be complacent, I just so much can't deal with you. I can associate with you, but it's not going to be on a close level, because my thing is this: as you get older, you should be progressing in life. You know, just like that rapper, that Daddy's Little Girl, when the dude was dating Gabrielle Union, talking about he was 40 shorty. It's like you shouldn't be no 40 trying to get into rap at that later on in life, trying to advance your career like that. I mean, even though it was a movie, guys are doing this in life. So to the degree, man, make yourself better. And shout out to all the channels, like you talking about the Brain Trust. Alonzo, I always talk about Dr. Dunbar and his science and technique, all the channels that he try to promote excellence and getting out of that realm of just the norm, you know, because I keep telling guys, and I mean with this, you gonna get old. All this stuff, the entertainment, all this stuff of the women, cool, but you're gonna get old. What are you gonna do? How much money have you saved or invested for yourself when you get old? I mean with that.
All right, cool. Cool, man. And I want to thank everybody for coming through. Make sure you like the video. And ask BGS and Edward, how come they don't want to debate truth as I know it? They seem to run their fucking mouth all the time, but they don't want to debate actual progress. I think that's some hoe ass shit. So I want to thank you guys for coming through on the Man Tomorrow. You guys have a really nice rest of y'all productive day and weekend.